Very nice celebration. And actually, Tottenham had their own superhero today, didn't they, in the form of Moura. The man of the match is talking to Becky Ives.
Lucas, 3 points, a goal and 2 assists. A nice Boxing Day at the office.
Yeah, very nice. I'm very, very happy. Special day for me, for my family. I'm very happy to help my team. And very important 3 points. I think it was a solid performance. I think each game we are improving and just need to keep going this way. And let's go in the rest because Tuesday we need to go again.
Well, a goal with your head as well. We don't see that too often.
Yeah, it was a nice goal, and I ran a lot to jump, and was a nice ball from Emerson as well, and good teamwork.
Winning the ball back quickly seemed to feature quite a lot as a key part of the game today. Is that just another aspect of Antonio Conte's impact starting to show through?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Winning the ball back quickly seemed to be a key feature today.
I think it's our. We need to try this, and every game we are improving this point, because when we put our intensity and we need when we try to recover the ball back quickly, I think it's very important because we have quick players up front, and it can cause them a lot of problems. And today was good.
Well, the winner's moved you 5th, and you've got games in hand. Is it quite a good place to be, in actual fact?
Yeah, it's not bad, but there are a lot of games to play. We need to think step by step, game by game, just work hard, fight, because we know that it's not easy. There are a lot of big games to play. But like I said, if we keep going this way, we can think about big things.
Lovely. Congratulations. Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you.
Man in form?
Yeah, played really well today. I like he's the type of player you want to see do well because he brings energy, enthusiasm, and today he was involved in all 3 goals. So, it's a huge part to play today.
Let's take a look at them then. A goal and 2 assists. He just seems to suit this system Conte's playing, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and I think, like I say, he's, in recent games he's been involved in quite a few more goals. This is obviously what he needs to do. He needs to get more assists, more goals, add that to his game. But he's starting to do that now. It was another great ball for Kane, and again, the desire for the second one was fantastic.
I think his energy stands out as well. And when the ball comes to him, he just lights it up. He comes alive. Here again, he could have played that and have just admired that, but he makes that run in the box, gets in there, and as Crouchy mentioned in a half-time, the desire to get on the end of that there was for someone you wouldn't say should be winning headers against big bruising centre-halves at his height. He is, and again, it's different parts of his game that he hasn't been renowned for, but he's showing. But again, this is about delivery, this is about quality, waiting for the run, plays it into an area, and it's a fantastic finish.
Yeah, it's about affecting games with him, isn't he? We know he's got talent, he's got pace, but perhaps his sort of stats haven't been top class. I'm talking along the lines of like Son and Kane. But when he plays like this, you just think, why aren't they? Why isn't he getting the right numbers? Because he's such a talented player, and he's a huge part of his Tottenham team.
Do you think the answer is?
It's difficult to put your finger on. I obviously do take the shine off him a little bit, but he does a lot of unselfish work, and I think that sometimes is a detriment to his goal scoring and his assists, because he works so hard off the ball. He's an unselfish player, and you can see what his teammates think of him. He's well liked because he's so unselfish.
I think Conte will be trying to get him to do that work in the areas that are going to be more effective on the offensive side of the game for Spurs, and I think that's been what he's probably missed. Like Crouchy's saying there, he's probably exerted a lot of energy elsewhere. Conserve a bit more, and then be ruthless when you get it in the final third.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's hear from him, because the boss is talking to Becky.
Antonio, 3 points. Are you happy with the performance that you saw today?
Yeah, 3 important points for us. I think we started a bit slow, but then we get the chances to score. Then we scored on the first goal, the second goal. Then for sure to play the game against 10 men was easier for us. But despite this, sometimes it happened that against 10 men I lost in my career, and I presented the focus, the attention of my players. A clean sheet is good, and Yeah, a good performance. Now the most important thing to recover well, because in 2 days we'll have a very difficult game against Southampton.
You just mentioned the defence there. I think it's 4 clean sheets now in 6 league games under yourself. That's a really good record. Pleased defensively.
Yeah, but for sure there is a lot of space for improvement, and to keep the clean sheet is always important for every team, because you show solidity, to be solid, compactness. But at the same time, I think that it's good to create chances to score, and to score 3 goals. It was positive for our strikers, and they scored the 3 our strikers, and Lucas, Harry, and Sonny. Yeah, a lot of positive things after this game, but we have to know that in 2 days everything can change, and it's important to go to play with confidence, but at the same time we have to pay great attention, because Southampton is a really good team. They play with an important intensity, and but for us it's an important exam.
It is an important exam. It was also important for Harry Kane to put in a good performance today. And we heard the manager there praising his forward players, and Harry was really heavily involved.
I think one of his biggest jobs was getting Harry back into form, kicking the ball for Spurs again, getting the ball into the back of the net. And I think that it was hangover from the Euros, yes, but also from not getting the move to Man City, I think was a big part of that. And it takes a personality, character of a manager to be able to do that. I think Harry today, you wouldn't say is at his absolute best, but you saw parts of his game that you go, that's the Harry Kane that we've all fell in love with and know and love.
Yeah, because let's be honest, I mean, start of the season, he didn't look like the person last year, you know, who was finished top goal scorer, top assists. But I feel like he's slowly getting back into it. The last 3 games, he's been a different type of. I think today, you know, I was asking before the game for him to play high up, to be the finisher, to be ruthless. Well, today he did a little bit of what he was doing last season, a little bit of both. Because unfortunately, he's probably Tottenham's best creatively wise. You know, passing when he drops deep, but he's also you know, a complete threat in the box. So you need 2 at times.
Let's not forget also that the team wasn't functioning well either. So as much as we can say about Harry Kane as an individual, the team wasn't performing, which would allow him the platform to perform as well.
And what about the team generally under Antonio Conte? I know you speak to players who are currently playing at Spurs. You both know players who played under him at Chelsea. What do you think the experience is like under a manager like this? Because he seems rigid in some ways, but then the players are expressing themselves really well.
Yeah, well, you know, speaking to the players that are sort of inside on a day-to-day basis, some of the boys who have been at Chelsea and at Tottenham as well, don't speak highly enough of him, can't speak highly enough of him, just about his training, you know, his methods, you know, how intense it is. And yeah, you expect to work at a tense level when you're in the Premier League, but I think he takes up an even more, you know, even bigger notch, attention to detail, you know, very, very impressive. And from speaking to players who are inside, that's what you get.
And I think if a lot of the players that I've spoken to is if once you buy into it and you believe, and he's a man who says, listen, follow me and you will have a chance of winning. That's how confident he is. But he's very much into the detail, and he's like, follow me. Cesc Fabregas said something really important about him. He said, I've played under Pep, who, yes, told you how the game would flow, but also give you the freedom within that. Whereas this man tells you how it will go and you do as I say. Simple as that. So he's very, very rigid in what
he's right at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, he's flying at the moment.
All right, as for Palace, though, it was chastening for them, wasn't it? So let's hear from Ocean Roberts, who was standing in today for Patrick Vieira. He's now with Becky.
Ocean, can you sum that game up for us from a Palace perspective?
Yeah, I thought we started very well the first 30 minutes and had a good foothold in the game. But obviously, you know, those 5 minutes, I think from 32 to 37, you know, the 2 goals and the red card changes the game. It's always a difficult place to come, Tottenham, especially the home form they're in now in the recent weeks. So we knew it was going to be a difficult game with 11 men on the field, but obviously it made it even more difficult following the red card. So after that, it was difficult for us.
Was there enough in both yellows to warrant the red for you?
I honestly don't know. I haven't seen them back. I was obviously on the opposite side of the pitch, so I haven't seen it in detail to give you an honest assessment. But of course, you know, we're disappointed, and it made it really difficult for us. And you know, even though we tried to be, you know, have a good block be compact, and hopefully try and get something on the break. But unfortunately, as I say, it was a really difficult match for us after that.
Did you feel you were thin on the ground with numbers in terms of players on the bench?
Well, it doesn't help because it limits the options you have. You have less options, but of course we have good players in the squad. We have good players on the bench. We trust them. We made the 3 changes that we're allowed currently. So yes, as much as we could do.
48 hours to go again before Norwich. What do you do between now and then?
Yeah, we do what we would always do, which is recover properly, get the nutrition right, get the recovery right. We'll be in the morning, we'll get our planning right and our preparation. And we know it's a big game. We always enjoy playing in front of our own crowd. We've done well so far. We know it's a big game on Tuesday, and we're looking forward to playing in front of our home supporters.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.